What's going on, everybody? Just wanted to do a broad-based review on my last couple trades. Yes, I've been posting about some of the gains, but in this video, I want to talk about, more importantly, the losers versus the gainers. So I'm going to talk to you about some of the stocks that worked out really well, but what I want to do is I want to start this off with my losing trades, and to segue into that, I want to say this. I lose all the time. Okay, I just know how to manage my risk and get back up on it and get back up in it. So I lose a lot because I'm a high volume trader and I trade a lot. If I see something that I like, I trade it. If it works out, great. If it doesn't, fine. I just get back at it. Lots of trades are being done. So here it is. Here are the last couple trades that I put on, maybe 4 or 5 trades. So going to start off with ABVC. This was a market mover yesterday that was up a ton pre-market. And the opening range was really beautiful. There was a very, very beautiful 3-bar play right through here. It was pretty simple entry. All I did here was on that gap, holding my indicators. It pushed, pulled back a little bit, held the VWAP, punched through, got long, and then immediately there was a bearish engulfing candlestick pattern that was sitting on my entry. What is a bearish engulfing candlestick pattern? It's where the candle essentially engulfs completely the prior candle right through here. So this candle right through here completely engulfed that bullish candle, suggesting that the market wanted to roll over. It's exactly what it did. Price action rolled over, stopped me out, took a pretty decent loss on this one, on to the next. So I recorded a loss on that one. I got into SLGG. Yesterday, you could see here are my lines all drafted up, drawn out, and this was a pretty nice trade. Did well on that one, but I want to focus on today's loser, NXTD, okay? This was another market mover that opened well and completely faded, and I took a loss on this one as well. The problem here was we had that opening range trade right through there. You know, I looked at getting long, which I did, and the challenge here was that when I got long, price action immediately broke long, hit the prior day swing high, couldn't break that level, came back in the range, was holding my stop, got a little bit of bullish action right through here, and to be honest, I thought we were looking at maybe a bullish 3-bar candlestick reversal pattern to the upside, and maybe do like a certified red to green play, and then this thing bumped right into that same 555 resistance level, pardon me, and it was having problems. It was having problems up to there. It could not take that level out. There were no buyers up there that were seen. And then price action again, it dropped, and then it took out my stop, and it dropped even lower. So again, ABVC, I took an L on that one, and it was a decent sized loss. I got back into the market that same day, had a win this morning. First trade I put on, NXTD, and this one again is a relatively decent sized loss as well. Now, when I say decent, keep in mind that this all falls under my risk parameters, so I'm not breaking the bank or anything like that on any of these, but like I said, took me out of the trade, is what it is. Now on the flip side, and I talked about all of this pre-market, I talked about in the pre-market report, NXTD, how it was moving, how it could shape up to be a potential runner, how it could be a mover, how we've seen a lot of these same volatile moves to the upside play out, what to look for. This one failed. It happens. Part of being a trader is you got to be completely flexible. You can't really be married to anything. If something sets up and fails, so what? Move on. What did I do when this failed? Did I sit around waiting for this thing to come back? Not at all. I just switched over to the short side, and this is exactly what I was saying pre-market to everybody, that I was going to be looking to trade if this thing broke lower. And again, I used the exact same strategy, but to the short side, and all we had right through here was a massive gap down. There was really bad news on this. They reported poorly. They had a downgrade this morning, I believe. They gapped down a ton, and then that opening range broke down to the downside, so I immediately got short. On my first trade, I saw a 50% return, and then on my second trade, I saw a 15% return on a very, very short scalp. And the bottom line is that this was a really great play. It was a great short. Thing is, I never know which one of these trades is going to pan out. I never know. For instance, I missed, and you know, it is what it is, but DWAC, I missed that one. Beautiful setup. I set it up at 13 bucks, had a target. I missed the entry. Thing ran up into the hundreds. Okay, so I never know which one of these plays is going to work. I never know. All I know is that I've got a high probability pattern in front of me, and I've got a lot of high probability news in the background. And if that high probability news is an actual catalyst, and there's an actual technical catalyst as well, and everything moves the way that it's supposed to, this thing could do something. Now, I don't know what that something is. Do I take losses? Yes. I only trade at a 60%, 65% success ratio. Sometimes when I'm on a killer run, I might get up into the 70s. Some retail traders will say, dude, that's dog shit. Well, fine, whatever. But my reward to risk is skewed in my favor. That allows me to stick around, as I've mentioned before. And like I said, I generally trade at a 60% success ratio. And when I fall even into a 50% success ratio, still winning. All I do is I look at what I need to see. If I see it, I don't question it. I put the trade on, I manage the risk, and then I see what price action does. Super simple stuff. So to everybody out there that says I never talk about my losses, you clearly don't follow me as closely as you should. And maybe you should sort of tune in a little bit more and not holler at me when I put out good news, because I do always report the trades that go against me. I've had some really big trades that have gone against me. I've gone on some really bad runs, and I've missed out on some really big trades. And that's all part of being a full-time professional trader. If you have any questions, Julian at jlewistrading.com.